Mitosu Crafts.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We're independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators based in the UK. So if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase current Stampin' Up! Products from our online shop. Do use the current host code, which can be found on our Facebook page or website at mitosocrafts.com. And I'm gonna switch that off.
Oh, we didn't turn the volume off on both computers. That's so Tommy's here. Say hello, Tommy. Oh, whoop in the face.
I had Suki with me earlier, and until we went live, she just went off. But Barry shared a photo of Suki on one of our card kits that we sent this afternoon. So cuts and boxes, we don't know. They just love it. Yes. So
as somebody said, if I sit, I fit.
Or is it
if I fit, I sit.
Even if you don't fit. Yes, so welcome to our channel. We do put out 2 live streams per week, every Wednesday and Sunday. So if you'd love to see more card making and papercraft inspiration using Stampin' Up! Products, consider subscribing to our channel. I can just see Suki. She's just on the table and she's smelling the laptop.
It's going to be a catastrophe to start tonight.
She loves sitting on the laptop. Just before we went live as well, that's why I picked her up. She was sat on the keyboard of the laptop. So yes, I think Suki wants to be helping us this evening.
She's looking at the video replay and looking at Tommy on the screen.
So yes, we do a random draw at the end of the live stream. So if you are watching, say hello, pop in a comment, say hello to our moderator, Krista. Hi, Krista. Thank you so much for looking after the comments. And we'll put your name into the random draw at the end of the live stream. Shall we start again? If you are watching the replay, pop in a comment as well, and you'll be put into the random draw at our next live stream. And
I feel stressed already, and we've only just started. Figured feed the cats nice and early, get them done before we go live. They won't give us any grief. That didn't work tonight, did it?
So they can wait next time. So let's say hello.
Yes, so we have got, who have we got here? We've got a few of you waiting. So Krista, hi. Mandy, Mum, Steph, Kathy, hi Deb. We have got, who else have we got there? That's Marion, Judy, Caroline, Linda. That's what I can see so far on the on the comments. So please get your comments in. Obviously we will be picking, I think Jay's already said, we will be picking a winner from the comments in the live feed. If you want to leave a comment down below in the description not in the description, if you want to leave a comment down below in the comments area, if you're watching the replay or after this has gone live, then you'll be entered into next week's drawing.
Hi, Kathy. Right, so let's do a random draw for this card that I created on our last live stream. So using, again, the art gallery stamp set from the Fine Art Floral Suite.
Good, excellent. So let's flip you round. Let's... Ta-da. So the winner of this is going to be...
Sorry. I always do that.
Is going to be, so let me just refresh if we've got any other names. So we've got 35 names in there tonight, which is great. So the winner is going to be... Sandy West. Sandy, message us, Barry and Jay at mitosocrafts.com, and with your address details, and we will pop that in the post to you if you're happy to receive it. So good.
Cool.
Well done. So are we just going to turn it straight round? And there we go. Good.
Watch for Tommy.
Yeah, I might have a squish Tommy in a moment. There you go. Good, excellent. So, as we mentioned, we're going to be using the lovely Fine Art, or the Art Gallery stamp set this evening, along with the Golden Garden Designer Speciality Acetate. So this one right here, so which is this lovely silver and gold acetate pattern, and we're going to be using a little bit of the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper as well. So I've already picked out the pieces which I want on those. So that's what we're going to be using, and we're also going to be doing some gilded leafing. Okay, so we're going to be doing this. I'm very nervous about using this again tonight because I feel like I have to stop breathing when I use it, and yeah, it's not very good. Maybe I need to wear my mask, so like we keep saying. And I'm going to be using the Art Gallery stamp set, sorry, the Floral Gallery dies, which is these ones right here. There's going to be a few other things. Obviously the inks I'm going to be using, so my flowers are actually going to be in the colour combination of Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo and Poppy Parade. So that's the colour combo which I'm going to go for tonight. Using Pretty Peacock cardstock, Whisper White or Basic White, depending on what you've got at the moment. That's the acetate which I'm using. So let's just, can you see how lovely that is? It's amazing. And you've got the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to use this Designer Series paper right here, which is very obviously artistic, your acrylic paints. And it's colour coordinating with the Pretty Peacock cardstock. So that's what we're going to be using this evening. So first things first, what I need to do is I need to prepare my bit of paper for my gilded leafing. So I need to do this first because I need it to go tacky, and I'm going to pop it to one side, and then I'm going to then come back to it when I'm ready for it. So what I've actually got here is I've got myself the silicone craft sheet. So this is very handy for how I'm going to be applying, how I'm going to be sticking my gilded leafing to this. Just going to move that camera a little bit. It just seems a little bit wonky. Sorry, there you go. Because I'm actually going to be using glue rather than heat and stick. So that's how I've decided to do this tonight. And what I've got is I've got myself a bit of paper. So a bit of Basic White or Whisper White. And I've got myself my dies. So I'm going to be using the stitched rectangle dies here. And I've picked out my chosen combination. So I've gone with one, and then I've not gone with the next one down. I've gone with the second one down to give myself a slightly bigger frame and border. So that's how it's going to end up cutting.
Which size is that large frame?
Okay. I wasn't going to go out there, but that's fine. As Jay's asked, I will do it. I don't know what exactly size it is.
So it's the third from the largest.
It is, yeah, third from the largest then. And fifth from the largest is what I've used. Okay. So you can see they come nested. I was just being lazy. I wasn't going to actually show it, but Jay pulled me up on it. So that's it. So you've got your nested dies right here. So you've got your 1, 2. So this is your third, fourth, and then fifth. So I've used the third and the fifth is the combination which I have used for these. Okay. So that's good. So let me just pop all of that back to one side. But you can use whatever combination you want. Obviously, it depends on how you want to do it. You can use that, but that's the combination I've decided to go for. Okay, so I've cut myself a bit of paper, white cardstock, which is the size of my largest stitched rectangle, just slightly bigger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some glue to this. I'm very out tonight. There we go. That's better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some glue. So I'm going to use Tombow. Now the great thing about Tombow is it's a two-way glue. So you can use it first, pop it down, stick it straight to your cardstock, and then it's a permanent ink. Or you can do what I'm going to do. You can apply it down to it. You can then leave it to dry without sticking to anything, and it becomes tacky. So, and it's the tacky which I actually want. Okay. And I'm using, obviously I haven't got a clean one, so you can either use a clean Stampin' sponge. I've got, so I'm going to use my dirty one here. This is going to be to take the excess gilding off later on. But I've got one of these sponges right here. So just grab anything which you've got to apply some glue. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to, you're going to get a bit sticky, so I might actually have to get up and go and wash my hands, depending on how this goes. I might actually need to go and get you to get me the powder, Jay, so I can de-powder later on. One. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some glue around this. I'm kind of going to go in. There are other ways you can probably do this. You can, like say, you can use the heat and stick. You can use some the adhesive sheets,
which I thought you used.
Okay, which Jay thought I used, but no, I didn't. I'm going with the glue way because I wanted to show you the glue technique. And I'm just gonna apply this glue around this. Holding it in the middle and just applying. And obviously you can see I picked up some dirt from the table, some dust, which has gone onto it. I'm not worried because it's going to get covered up anyway. Okay. Wait. The sticky is coming off. I have done in Blue Peter fashion. I have got one. Here's one I did earlier on. If this doesn't quite go to plan, first of all. And I'm just going round, and I might go round and do that again and just put another layer down, especially over here, because I seem to have some excess over here. And then I'm just going to pop this to one side, and I'm just going to let this go tacky for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back to it. Okay, so just go back over to here again. So that's done twice on two sides. I'm kind of like coming into the middle a little bit as well, but not too much into the middle, so I want it's giving me that anchor points. That's that. And I'll just do this side again. Looks like I've missed the edges a little bit on this one. That's good. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, pop that sponge in a bag, and then that will stop that from drying out, and then you can then reuse that. But I think that's seen the end of its life actually, that sponge now. So good. I pop that to one side, my glue, and I'll just take that off of the silicone sheet so it doesn't stick. So you may be able to see there that I've got glue all the way around the outside on that. I'm not sure if you can, but it's there, but it's just going to go tacky. Just leave that to one side and just let it do its thing and work. As long as you don't put nothing on top of it, it will stay tacky. Okay. I just now need to de-tack my fingers, because otherwise it's going to become very interesting when I use the gilded leafing right here. All right, so moving on to the card itself now. So whilst that's going tacky, I've got myself some pretty peacock card. So measuring 14.6 by 21, score it at 10.5 down the middle. That's going to be my card base. And I'm using this acetate sheet right here. So really pretty acetate, nice pattern. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to size of the actual card base itself. So I'm going to cut this to 10.5. And just using my trimmer, just cut this to 10.5. I'm going to go all the way down, 10.5. by 14.6. So you'll be able to get 6 cards of this out of your one piece of acetate in this pattern. Obviously you get a couple of sheets of acetate in different patterns as well. So you'll be able to make 6, 12, I think you can make about 18 cards in this pattern if you want. And that's just going to go over directly as it is over the top like that. What I can do to stick this down, I can use, okay, number 2, Jay, the tear and tape isn't in the toolkit anymore. Can I have some tear and tape, please? Thank you. I'm going to use some tear and tape, and I'm just going to fix this in the middle, because it's going to get covered up anyway. So I can just pop a bit of tear and tape in the middle. I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to do that, and I will just stick this down. Okay, because it's quite rigid and solid anyway, it's not it doesn't matter, it's not stuck all the way down, but that's just going to adhere that to that front part. Going to use the bone folder, and I'm just going to just crease this.
I love that color.
What, the pretty peacock? Jay's just said, if you didn't hear that, he's just said he loves this colour. So I'm seeing the pretty peacock with the
Yeah, with the gold.
with the gold. Yeah, it's really nice. So that there is that part done. So I can just pop my acetate to one side. That's that. I have got my oh, actually I'm going to cut, my tackiness should be done now with my leafing, so which is great. I'm just going to bring in what I used earlier on. So you can use your acetate sheet if you haven't got a anything to hand, because obviously it's not going to stick. So if you've not used gilded leafing before, be careful with it. Obviously try not to breathe too much on it. Okay, don't be huffing and puffing. Don't have a fan next to you when you're doing it. Try not to have any windows. Try and keep the ventilation, the airflow down to a minimum when you're using it, because it will blow everywhere. It's so light, it will go everywhere if you're not careful. It will stick to everything, but it's lovely. I'm just going to take my heat and stick my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to embossing buddy my fingers, just to take off any stickiness I may have on my fingers here. And that will just help this will just help this technique out in a moment. Take your lid off. We don't decant this into another container. A lot of people do, but we don't. We tend to leave it in here. And I'm just going to pick up my gilded leafing, and I'm going to pop it on. And I don't want to breathe too much. And just go around.
Your breath.
Can you hear that I'm holding my breath? I'm not going to talk whilst I'm doing this. I'm just going to apply this on. See, I'm talking away from the camera now. I'm just going to apply this on and rub it so that it then sticks. And I've used quite a lot here, but the thing is though, it can go back into the pot. See, using that sticky on my hands has helped me here. Hold it in the center. I'm just going to use my fingers, and I'm just going to just burnish it in to start off with. And then take off. See, it hasn't stuck to me, so just powder your hands with something, so it makes this a lot easier. Take off your excess.
Maureen said, "Don't sneeze."
No, I'm really I'm holding my breath. I'm gonna pass out in a moment. Pop that to one side for a moment, and then just take this. And then pop that back into that tub there. Just going to do that off guard. You're going to lose a little bit, but you know, as long as you save most of it, as much as you can, it'll be great. And then get your lid on it quickly. Oh, I can breathe. Whew. Okay, so bringing this in now, and this is where you want to bring a sponge in. We've used this for paints previously in the past, and it's now quite hard. Don't know if you can hear that. That's a little bit too hard, and sometimes I think there's they called it there's a rough scouring pad as well, which some people use. I tend to use, if you just use the sponge, whereas if you're using it that way, you just want to take it and just use a softer, or maybe just have a sponge which is just purely for polishing up your gilded leafing. And then I'm just going to go over this and then just take off and smooth out like so. I'll just do it along the edges just to tidy up the edges a little bit. Not that it really matters too much about the edge because I'm going to die cut it anyway, but if you weren't die cutting, you could do it. And look how lovely that is. It's absolutely amazing. So you've got lots of techniques you can do. You could do this with embossing powder if you want to, but it would give you a completely different look, which is why gilded leafing is really nice, because of the look and the effect it gives you, like this. Okay, so that's that part done. Just taking off, cleaning that. Obviously, I could go straight down like this. You can pop this down, and then you could then pop a topper on top of that, and then that would be really nice. But what I'm going to do is I'm now going to die cut this out. So I'm using my stitch rectangles, and I'm going to die cut this. I may have to do this off camera because the lighting, our new lighting setup doesn't allow me to do it on camera.
Do you want me to die cut it?
No, that's fine. I don't want you to go to number 3. I will do it, thank you very much.
It's funny.
All the time I was preparing for this. What am I talking about? Preparing for this tonight, I was thinking to myself, right, okay, what would I need Jay to get me? And I tried to go through as much of it as I could without getting him to get me some stuff. And I just forgot those 2 things at the beginning. Anyone who's new to our channel who's watching us at the moment, you'll probably notice that obviously I normally rely on Jay an awful lot, and he relies on me an awful lot to get him stuff, or me stuff. And we've kind of now tend to be a bit of a competition to see who asks for the amount. Now Jay's winning at the moment, I think, with 10. I'm at 9, but he did come in really well last week at 0, which is really good.
I just brought everything next to me.
He did. Behind the craft room was on the table, which is why I didn't actually have to get up and do anything. So here's one. If you cut your piece of paper down nicely, you can then still use the outside of this. I haven't really done it because it's a little bit thin, but you can probably still use these. But it's this part here, which is what I want. So I'm using the stitch. You can see them because then the stitching still shows up through the gilded leafing. And then I'm going to take the next one down, which was the 5th smallest. So that's the 3rd, and this is the 5th. And then I'm going to create a frame. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle. I'm going to run that through the die machine against the Suki. And This bit here you can then use for something. Like I said, you can pop a topper over this and you can create, so don't bin this part, it can still get used. And now what we've done is we've created a lovely gilded leafing frame. Look at that, how lovely is that? Really, really nice, and it's just really pretty. Okay, so I've got two here. So here's one I did earlier on, just in case the one I did on camera was it didn't go to plan. So, but they've actually both come out really, really well. Good. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments here. Anything I need to be aware of, Jay? Any questions or anything like that? No.
They're mentioning about different colored gilded leafing.
Yes, there's lots. There is lots of gilded leafing out on the market. Obviously, we've only got the one colour.
They would love to see Stampin' Up do rose gold.
Yes, I think. Hopefully, if this sells well, hopefully they will.
It's not quite. I suggested running through blends.
Okay, so what Jay has done by the looks of it here is he has. Have you coloured it? Have you just distressed it a little bit on the edges with the blends?
Yeah.
Okay, so what he's done here is he's coloured it, and looks like he's coloured it over the top of the gilded leafing as well with a blend. So this is a great little tip for you. Here's a little hack. So your rose gold and your different colours. So you could actually do this with some bronzer on here. You could do this you could have a little bit of a play actually. So this is a dark calypso coral, and it's kind of created a faux rose gold, because you've got these. Hopefully, I think that is showing up on the camera. You've got a faux rose gold gilded leafing. So there we go. You saw it here first, I think. That's the Stampin' Up hack for you. So that's that. But yes, I would like to see them do some more gilded leafing in other colours as well. So hopefully if this sells well, they will think about doing that. But there are lots. You can get silvers, you can get ones where it has got different colours in it, your bronzes, your silvers, mixtures. There's loads out there. Gilded leafing is a big thing, or gilding flakes, gilded leafing is a very popular thing. So it's one of the first techniques, I think, which we learned, Jay, wasn't it? Which we played with. We've had it for years, but haven't really played with it because Stampin' Up never did it. So that's that. So good. That there is going to be. Make myself a little bit of room. That there is going to go on my card base, wherever my card base is. There. And that is going to go over like that to create a frame. But now I know what size this frame is, I can now cut my bit of designer series paper down to what I need it to be. Or what I could do is I could use the same size again, and I could cut this off and then I could run it through the machine, which might be the easiest thing to do. So I'm just going to cut myself a little bit of this paper out. I might actually just do it the second. No, I'll do it with what I've got. So what I can do is I can then just cut this out again. And then we know it's going to be the exact same size. Or I can do with the next size down. I've got it, so I may as well use it. So use the next size down, which will then be the size in between these two bits. So let's just do that on this. So please put your comments in. Jay is looking after that as well as Krista. He's looking after the comments. So if you've got any questions, please let us know. And obviously we'll be picking a winner from your this live comment feed to win this card at the end as well. So there we go, a little bit smaller. And then we know that there is going to fit perfectly behind this. So we can go ahead and we can use, oh, sugar. We can use high. So we're going to use a little bit of glue on here around the edges. Which, oh no, I've done so. I've missed a point. Let's leave that to one side for a moment. I wanted to emboss this. So I wanted to emboss it using the painted texture embossing folder. So that's fine. So it's already got texture on it anyway, so you don't need to do this step. But this, I just thought this was just a nice step to do. It was something different, and it's going to add even more texture to it. That's lovely. Oh, okay, Jay's just gone, yeah. Betty, Jay has done that thing which you've apparently asked for, and I'll show you in a second. So I'm using this folder, so it's going to put the texture into it. So this is just an additional thing, so you don't necessarily need to do this part. I think it just will just add a completely another. It just makes the DSP pop a little bit more because it just now looks like you actually painted it on there. So I think it's great. All right, so then what we can do, bring this back over, and then we can then stick this to our frame like that. Just need that to stick down. So there we go. We have that part right there, and then that's going to then go over and create our picture frame like that. So I just need to just have a little look at something for a moment. I'm going to keep this as a one layer, so I'm going to stick this down. So I will stick this down using the tear and tape again as well. I wouldn't use glue on this one because obviously it's going down onto acetate, so you're going to need something which is going to, so some tear and tape, Stampin' Seal plus Stampin' Seal would work quite nicely, but as I've got my tear and tape by the side of me, I will use that to stick this down. And obviously if I go, as I'm going over the edge of the designer series paper and then sticking it to the frame, it just reinforces it and just sticks it down even more. See, it's all of these things which make the card come together. It looks ugly from behind, but it's going to get covered up, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. Just do what you need to do to get it done. And then we will then, I'm not going to stick it down just yet, just in case I change my mind on something, but it's ready to go if necessary. So that's going to be that part right here. Then I am going to now do my stamping. So I've got myself some scrap pieces of Whisper White here, or very soon to be basic white. Oh, let's just take a pause for a moment. I'm going to show you this. There you go. Jay has now run that through the Subtles embossing folder, which I think is just taken that to another level. So gilded leafing is really, really nice, and you can do so much with it. It has taken the shine away a little bit from it, but that might be because of the alcohol on it in places. It's not as shiny. But it's still shiny. We can see the shine. But it's still shiny. But yeah, you can see it there. It's kind of got a little bit of a matte rose gold as well. So you've got a shiny, glossy. So it's taken it a little bit matte, which I quite like it. So again, it's another way of using your stuff. So excellent. Well, just do a comparison. There you go. There's the one without and with. Okay, good. Yeah, and look, you got the, yeah, with the with the rose gold effect. So good. I really like that technique, so well done. That's lovely. So, stamping wise, we are now going to be using the two-step stamping. Now, I'm not sure if the lady is here. I can't remember who commented. If it was, I'm sure it was a regular person who commented the other day, said you were struggling with two-step stamping.
Nola.
No, it was Nola, wasn't it?
That was the berry.
Was that the berry, was it? Nola, if you're watching, with two-step stamping, you just need to try and find, with a circle it's a little bit harder, but there are some...
It was the stalk.
Was it the stalks, was it?
which I found difficult as well. I just said, think of it as a highlight.
Okay, Jay just said think of it as a highlight, and he probably commented on that as well. But yeah, you want to try and find, obviously, two points, and then just focus on those 2 points, and then go from there. And you should then, the whole stamp should then line up and work. Okay, but it doesn't matter if it goes over ever so slightly. I think the whole stamp sets are, sometimes when they're a little bit more rustic and they're a little bit distinctive, they open themselves up to not being perfectly lined up. So you've got a little bit more freedom and flexibility with a stamp set like that, and I think you can get away with it. So it'll be fine, unless it's way out. But I think just a little bit over, you'll be fine with. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use do my stamps. Oh, actually, Joe, I will need a green. Oh, number 3. I will need a green for my stem. Dear, oh dear. So, Pretty Peacock. And we're going to do this in the solid stamp.
What do you mean Pretty Peacock?
Sorry, not Pretty Peacock. Petal Pink.
Completely different colour.
Completely different colour family. Okay, yeah, Christine, good point there. Stamparatus is your friend when it comes to two-step stamping techniques. Yes.
How could we forget?
How could we forget? Thank you, Christine. So we're just going to pop that down there with the petal pinks, which is going to be my base colour. I was only going to do 1, but I'm going to do 2, just in case I want to use a second one. So it's there.
Also, use Pierce mat if you find...
Yeah, Pierce mat. So if you find that you are struggling stamping with photopolymer, you don't always, this doesn't really matter too much, because they're kind of going to be, we're layering up, and we're going to put some highlights into it, or some shadows, some shading, so it doesn't really matter. But if you've got a solid stamp set and you're finding you're getting bits which are missing, it might be because you're on an uneven surface. So you want to get yourself a Pierce mat, and then you would want to stamp on this. It just gives you a little bit of cushion, so that when you push your photopolymer stamp into it, it will hopefully fill in those gaps if you've got an uneven surface. So we're going to go Flirty Flamingo now, and we're going to use this on the back. We need to clean the back of our stamps, they're not sticking properly.
We've used it too much already.
Okay, alright, this is where I need to just get over this a little bit. Oops, I've lost my penny.
I've
lost my penny. Oh, why did I say penny?
Your apron.
My apron.
Oh, it's a popper, is it?
It's a popper. It's not the untying bit on the back. Okay, and I'm looking at this. I'm going to probably look at a point at the top here, and I'm going to look at a point at the bottom here. Is going to kind of be, and I'm hovering around and I'm trying to find it. So I'm looking there, and then I'm maybe looking at this point over here, and then I'm going to look at the opposite point. So I'm kind of looking at opposites. So I am looking at 4 points, but only really looking at 2 at a time, comparing 2 at a time, and I kind of move it around a little bit. Move, and then when I think I'm happy, I just commit and down. And there we go. Okay, and we'll do the same on this one. And sometimes you just need to just trust yourself and just go, you know what, there it is, and down you go. Granny Barry. And I was thinking that, Christine, when I said it. My penny. And I'm going to be using Poppy Parade, and this is going to be for my centre parts. And I don't think there's any real right or wrong way for this one. I think it's just a matter of just aim for the middle. If there is a right way, then I haven't found it. I've just ski whiffed it. I've gone at a different angle on that one. So there we go. That's my 2 parts right there. And then I'm going to then take my stem and I'm going to then just do this over here. That one there. Is there an outline to the stem? No, there isn't an outline.
Yeah.
Just double checking. And I'm just going to take my, I'm just going to do it twice, just in case. But I don't think, I think I decided I'm only going to do 1, because if I do 2, it's going to cover up the, it's going to cover up the paper too much. And you don't want to cover up the paper too much. Whilst I've got it here, oh, I need a number 4. Can I have some memento? I knew I said to myself, get memento.
If you would have said, can I get green and memento, that would have been just
and I'm going to stamp my sentiment here. I'm going to have happy birthday. I'm going to stamp this in memento. And I'm just going to just pop that down there, so that's ready for me for die cutting my sentiment out. Pop that to one side, and now we're ready to do a bit of die cutting. So I will do that now. I'll grab my dies. So they've got coordinating dies with these. So we've got a lovely little cheat sheet for you. So that's what they look like. Okay, so it cuts out the flowers, cuts out the stem. This one here, you've got this lovely sentiment here, and you've got these banners right here for all your sentiments. So I'm going to be using this one, that one there. I'm going to be using this one for my sentiments, and I'm going to be using the stem right there. So I'm just going to cut these. And chat amongst yourselves for a moment, or if Jay's got any questions, if you've got any questions, now's a good time to ask away.
Everyone's still on you
On
wearing a penny.
On my penny. And
everyone's reminiscing about their nan.
yes. My nan was in a penny all the time, wasn't she, Mum?
But you don't wear a penny in the kitchen, though.
No, I don't. I don't wear an apron in the kitchen. See, I'm saying apron now. I don't wear a penny in the kitchen when I cook. I just wipe it on my trousers. So I'm just going to die cut that. So that's good. So I'm just going to do 1. I'm just going to do the 1, and then Jay can then cut the rest out.
Yes.
But that doesn't count as 1. That's just because.
Why?
Why? Because
I'm
I don't want to keep everyone waiting. You see. I
can do it.
I don't think I'm going to need them because I'm only using.
I'm
1.
already here.
See, this is it. Depending, Jay may do a card after this. I'm not sure.
No,
I don't know. We probably won't. Not now. But we can use these for another card. So I don't actually need you to cut them out, Jay.
Okay.
I just don't want him to do it.
I can do it. I'm already here. And then you'll have time to I'm back.
There we go. And that's the stalk or the stem, which is right there. And then I'm going to use my sentiment, which is then going to be this one right here, like so. And it goes quiet. Oops. We need to buy a craft table for the side of this, Joe, rather than a chair.
We don't have any space.
We don't have any space, but we need a craft table by the side of us, because I'm crafting on a chair at the moment. And that's that part. So good, that's that. So I've got my seconds, if necessary, if I decide I want to use them. So we're going to bring this in now. And I will then stick this down. Make sure I have it opening up the right way. So I'm going to stick this as I wanted it to, straight down onto the card. I was debating whether or not I would use dimensionals, but for postage wise, you would want to go. We need to keep it obviously as low as possible. So I'm only going to use 1D. So one lot of dimensions. I'm not going to double D it tonight. Come on. Good. No double D's tonight, Krista. And we will then just stick that down like so, to get that in the center as best as possible, and then commit, and down we go. So that's that. You could also put the paper down, and then you could put dimensionals on the frame behind that to give you some detail behind that one, and then this can go flat down onto it. Would work quite nicely. And basically, what we're going to do now is that is going to go round like that, like there. And there we go. So we will just stick that down. So we'll dimension this. And I'm going to use up the excess on this. So snip. So some lucky person is going to win this card tonight. You know, eventually, Joe, we're going to come unstuck for cards, because we make all of these cards, but we send them out to everyone, and we're going to run out of cards for ourselves eventually.
How many dimensionals are you using?
I need it to be stuck. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's what we did for our Christmas cards as well. But we were blocking projects from the blog.
So we blog and then we send, and which is great because we love sending our cards out. It's just nice to, otherwise they just get stuck in a box here and then they're forgotten about. They'll probably end up stuck in a box eventually when they return to the when they get to the recipient and the winner, but they might be enjoyed a little bit longer than us. So
we do display the cards that we make.
We do display the cards, and then once we've got too many, they get put in a box.
You get annoyed.
Yes. Until I go through tidying, but we've still got Christmas cards up at the moment.
Yeah, because we've only started receiving some of them.
Yeah, obviously the post is really late this year as well with things, so some of the Christmas cards have been a little bit late getting to us, which I think is just the same everywhere. But that doesn't... So that one's going down, so I'm popping my stem down flat.
I'm buffering.
You're buffering. Are we buffering?
I'll
just need to refresh. I'm not sure if we are live or not.
Yeah,
Okay, might just need to refresh. Okay, I can't see nothing no more. Okay, all right. It looks like we're live for you. Apart from us, so I'm working blind again. Apart from obviously the fact that I've got it in front of me. That's going to go down like that. So again, if I was going to go with a second one, it would have gone over here, which is a very popular thing for this one. But I didn't want to cover this up, and I didn't want to cover this texture up. So we are just going to stick my well and truly dimensioned thing. This is me this is my way of dealing with I'm not double dimension, I'm not double D'ing tonight, so I will just use the same amount of dimensionals to compensate for me not double D'ing. There we go. That goes on like that. We will pop some dimensionals on the back of this one, so I'm going to use the minis now. So get your comments in, and we are going to be picking a winner very, very soon, because we are coming to an end right now.
Yeah, loads of people. Hi Sherry, glad you could make it. Have started commenting.
Good, excellent. So yeah, yeah, one of you is going to win this. And Wednesdays always seems to be our quieter nights. There's a greater chance that one of you is going to...
Not now, Sherry's in.
Yeah, not now, Sherry's in. I did, when you said Sherry's in, I thought, no, that's it. She comes in late, she's just going to sweep it away from everyone.
I'm kidding.
And that there is going to go over like that. And there we go. So, somebody is going to receive a happy birthday card like that. So good. What do you think? Do you like it? I'm still buffering. I can't see nothing. So
fine here.
So good. Do you like it? So get your comments in. Jay's just going to finalise taking the rest of it, and then he's going to then come over here and I'm sure show you something amazing which he's been creating. I don't actually know if he is.
Yeah,
he is. Nice. So he's going to come over and do something, and then I am going to just create myself a little bit of room so I can get my laptop out. So Jay's got a look. Okay, last name's in, so it's in right now, and we are going to now pick a winner in a second once I've got the feed done. Whilst you're waiting for that, Jay's going to take over.
Yes, so I just wanted to sit on the
sit on the sookie. Not sookie, but
the die cutting machine. So just to show Nola as well, yeah, I have I don't align it that well most of the time. That one was okay, but yes, so it's slightly off, but I just think of it as a highlight. So that was the Bearer Blessing bundle from Celebration. So it is still Celebration from January to February 28th. So if you order 45 pounds worth of products from our online shop, you get a free item from the Celebration brochure. And just to quickly show you as well, don't forget, is he jumping up?
He's about to come up.
The Spot Creative Challenge this week is case designer, and it's actually me, so yay. So I cased the Forever Fern card, which we did last June. So I cased the layout and recreated it using the art gallery stamp set, and I've actually used the Stampin' Blends marker to just color the highlights within the stamp image as well, and did some second generation stamping on there, which is amazing. And I did the technique with the topper as shown on our previous live stream, which created this card. So as you can see, it's slightly more, I think more 3D. I don't know how to explain it, but I would just prefer that curved edge myself. And this card from the Stamp Review crew, I shared it on our Instagram and Facebook page. and I'm actually gonna be recreating this card for the Global Stampin' Video Hop, which is gonna be a YouTube video on Friday at 12 p.m. No, 10 a.m. GMT. But you can hopefully watch that when you have time. So I've recreated it, changing the color scheme as well. Any more?
Good, excellent. We had a couple of latecomers coming. No, Tommy. We had a couple of latecomers. Yeah, Tommy being one of them.
You
Ready to go. So we are now going to pick a winner for this card. So hopefully somebody's got a birthday coming up or knows somebody with a birthday coming
That's
up.
amazing.
So bear with us whilst I just adjust our lighting. There we go.
Yeah.
So the winner is going to be...
Good luck, everyone.
Is...
Cheryl
Alton. So Cheryl, message us please, barryandjay@mitosucrafts.com with your address details and that you're happy to receive it, and that card will be working its way to you. So good, excellent. Let's bring that round and then let's come back to us.
Yes, congratulations, Cheryl.
Congratulations. Has he been drinking whilst we've been off?
No, I had cola. So yes, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Barry's only created one, but we will probably set.
We give away one of our other creations.
Yeah, from
that's number one, Mandy. Also, I think he's asked me to get something for him.
I've got Tommy.
That goes on, sir.
So yes, so we will on our next live stream we'll do a random draw on one of the cards that. Shall we do that one? That's one of my favorite, or that one.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
We give this one away. So if you want to win this card here, what do you want to do that one there? Have you made a second one of that one there?
Yes, I
that
have.
one. Let's give that one away then. Oh, you don't want to do that, do you?
No,
You don't-
because
you really
that's
like
my
it.
favorite.
Well, it's only going to go in a cupboard.
No, but
What card would you like to win on thingy?
On Sunday you can choose.
Okay. So yeah, so
But yes, so we'll give one of those away. So pop in a comment on the actual video as well for a chance to win one of these cards.
that's it.
I can't speak.
And Cheryl, you've won that one right there.
I love that.
I know, it's lovely, isn't it? I'm really happy with it.
Yes, well done.
Okay. So, cased from Stampin', or not cased, but inspired
Yeah.
by stuff. Again, so that's where I take. Jay's very good at doing it up here. I'm not very good up here. I need to start off somewhere, and that's where this inspiration come from.
And I think we should challenge Barry of creating some stuff with these.
Yes. Good. Lovely. Okay, guys. Thank you very
you.
much for watching. We will be back with you again on Sunday. It's very soon. See you later.
Take care.
Have a good night. Bye for now.
Bye.
End.